Hey guys, Hop here for TFBTV, and today we're going to be doing something a little different, taking a look at a gun that combines two of my favorite things: discontinued pistols you can't buy anymore, and 40 Smith & Wesson. The Beretta 92 pistol is emblematic of the company, and try as they might, they can't distance themselves from it. As a matter of fact, I don't think they're even trying anymore. Beretta can't stop making the 92 because they would be nothing without it. Though they can supplement it with newer designs, they're going to have to keep the original gun around in some form, probably forever. The Beretta 90-2, however, is one of the forgotten Berettas, along with the 9000S and even the Cougar to some extent. Unjustifiably so, in my opinion. The 90-2 is a thoroughly better pistol than a normal 92, and it should have replaced it completely, but for some reason, it just didn't catch on. From arm's length, the 90-2 looks pretty space age, and yes, you have to call it the -2, otherwise it gets really confusing. But get up close and pull the plastic rail cover off, and it turns back into a pumpkin. The 90-2 was introduced in 2006, probably as a replacement for the outgoing Beretta Vertec. The Vertec could be considered a Beretta 92 Gen 1.5. It sports a slimmed-down backstrap to make the gun more comfortable for shooters without massive ham hocks on the end of their arms, and added a hideous single-slot accessory rail. The 90-2 was the true Gen 2 version of the 92 FS. Instead of removable grip panels, the 90-2 has what Beretta calls a Techno polymer grip module. I think Techno polymer might be the worst made-up word in the history of language, but it's not dissimilar from the wraparound grips on third-generation Smith & Wesson automatics. The default normal-size grip module feels just like a Beretta 92 FS, and the small grip module is a close match to the slimmer Vertec. The slide, frame, and grips of the -2 have all sorts of sleek milling work to disguise the skeleton of an aging pistol underneath. I think it looks awesome, but clearly the market has spoken in favor of spiky, angular guns in recent years. Up front, the 90-2 has a section of true 1913 rail on the dust cover, but to preserve the smooth lines, the gun comes with a plastic rail cover installed. Like the Vertec, the -2 has a front sight dovetail instead of a machined-in front sight blade like on the old 92s. The factory sights are white-filled 3-dot sights. On the inside, the 90-2 has a plastic recoil buffer that doesn't seem to affect felt recoil at all, but should make the gun last longer, especially in the 40 Smith & Wesson chambering. The 90-2 was ultimately short-lived like the 9000S. It was discontinued in 2009, but Beretta didn't give up on aerodynamic styling right away. The PX4 pistol, CX4 carbine, and ARX rifle were all rather sleek, but their latest mistake is just another tactical rectangle, albeit one without the utilitarian panache of a real Glock. The features of the 90-2 stuck around in the guise of the 92A1 and now the M9A3, so if you want a slim grip and a full-length accessory rail married to questionable styling choices, you can buy an M9A3. But be prepared to pay way more than it's worth, because the Beretta 92 is more of a fashion accessory than a firearm, much the same as an HK USP or a SIG 226. That's the downside of making a gun with as much of a legacy as this. Is the Beretta APX a better gun than the Beretta 92? 110% yes it is. But if you ask me which one I would rather have, the answer is going to be the Beretta 92 every single time. The 90-2 that I have is chambered in 40 Smith & Wesson. I bought it new old stock for a good price several years ago, owing to the caliber. For some reason, the buying public is still afraid of the 40 Smith & Wesson, even for a range toy that probably won't see the high side of 100 rounds in a year. The 40 caliber version of the Beretta 92 is normally called the 96, but the 90-2 in 40 isn't called the 90-6, which is a missed opportunity if you ask me. Magazines are interchangeable between the 90-2 and 9mm and the normal Beretta 92. Likewise, the 90-2 and 40 accepts Beretta 96 magazines. I've had reliability issues with the 13-round Mech-Gar mag in my gun. It will not feed the last round of the magazine no matter what. I have the slim grip module on mine, and I find the gun to be very comfortable to handle, but not that enjoyable to shoot. The texture on the grip module doesn't provide a lot of traction, which makes the 40 cal version a bit of a handful. Also, I have a hard time finding a place to put my support hand while shooting 92s. It doesn't matter on a super soft recoiling 9mm, but on a 40 cal you can't afford a subpar grip. This is probably just a me problem, but it does mean I never feel like I'm in control of the 90-2, and the relatively slick grip texture compounds that problem. The slimmer grip does allow me to hit the mag release and slide release without breaking my grip as much as I have to on the normal 92. I've never had an issue with the slide safety on a 92. I don't have trouble reaching it on the Beretta or even on Ruger P series for that matter. Just remember that the safety decocker is not meant to be operated in a hurry. I don't carry double action pistols with the safety on, and you shouldn't be decocking the pistol in the middle of a fight anyway. I prefer a frame-mounted safety decocker the same as anyone. The lever on a Taurus PT92, HK USP, or SIG P-Series pistol are better, but it's not a deal breaker. Beretta 92s in 9mm are all great guns. They're soft shooting and pretty controllable, but it's so big and heavy it sort of has to be, right? The 40 caliber 90-2, on the other hand, is one of the most difficult to shoot 40 caliber pistols I own. It's even harder to shoot than the smaller 9000S, which is nominally a subcompact, but one with a lot of junk in the trunk. For my money, the triggers on the 92 series pistols are the best double-action, single-action triggers out there. Double action is double action no matter how you slice it, but the single-action pull is good. There's a bit of take-up and a bit of creep, but they still break clean with minimal over-travel and a light pull weight. The reset is short, loud, and tactile, so you shouldn't be taking up that slack every time. The sights on the 90-2 are also fairly good. A good, clean 3-dot sight picture with a bit of air in between the front blade and the rear notch, but not too much. Compared to my other 40 caliber pistols, the 90-2 is easily the most accurate, or at least I'm the most accurate with it. Here's a series of 5-shot groups from just about 7 yards. This down here is the SIG SP2340. This down here is the Beretta 90-2. Up here is the HK USP Tactical 40. Up here is the Ruger 944 and 40. Out of all these, clear winner I think is the Beretta 90-2. I think that's owing to the trigger and the sights. The sight picture is very clean, high visibility. I'm not dealing with any sort of weird lighting conditions right now, so 3 white dot sights, fantastic. Also, the trigger, as far as double-action, single-action pistols go, is the best of these 4. I don't know what else there is to say. It's a Beretta. They've been making exactly the same gun forever. A 92 is a known quantity, like a Glock. Subtle changes to grip shape and control levers don't alter the fundamental shooting characteristics of the guns. Should you buy a 90-2? I think I accidentally answered that question a bit ago, but no, of course you shouldn't. If you're a collector, you get an automatic pass to buy whatever the fuck you want, but if you actually need a gun to do gun stuff with, you should get one that still has full aftermarket support. So ironically, you'd be better off with an old police trade-in 92FS with no rail and dead night sights. The 90-2 may just be a rounded-off version of the 92FS, but it sports some nice upgrades and curvaceous lines. Unfortunately, it never made it into the public consciousness, and is now just a footnote on the Beretta 92 series. That's all for now, guys. I appreciate you spending some of your quarantine time with me today. If you like TFBTV, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube and ring the notification bell if you don't want to miss our videos. TFBTV is sponsored by Ventura Munitions and Top Gun Supply. Ventura provides us ammunition so we can do these videos, and Top Gun Supply has basically anything you could possibly need for the range. Check them out if you'd like to support us. You can also support us directly via Subscribestar or Patreon. Links to those are in the video description. Stay safe out there. See you next time.